The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
All right, let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, they obviously have the big quarterback problem. It's Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. And best case scenario for the Denver Broncos this year is one of them is actually worth a damn.
One bad apple doesn't ruin the bunch. That's the best case scenario for the Broncos. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario, they run an offense that is very West Coasty, very just get the ball in the playmaker's hands, don't turn the ball over, don't fuck it up. Mm-hmm. That's best case scenario. I don't see that happening because I think teams are going to load the box and say Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater has to beat me. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to like it, not even a little bit.
Well, they've at least got weapons to lean on. The question is, can you get them the ball efficiently
and
enough?
That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Because I don't really think you can. I believe in knowing shit about the Clintons more than I trust either Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater.
I still contend I don't think Teddy was that bad in Carolina last year.
You probably think Teddy Bridgewater's better than Derek Carr. So. Don't. I will yell at you. I will yell at you like a small child.
I really wanted to, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because you know you'd be lying.
Yes, I would be lying. But Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy,
Tim Patrick,
KJ Hamler.
They have weapons.
They do. They're just, again, hampered by the fact that, well, obviously, Cortland missed last year because of injuries. And you need a quarterback to get them the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball well. And
hold on, I got to address something that was. I got to address something said in the comments.
Excuse me.
Adam Black said Teddy Bridgewater is efficient. No, he's not. That's a myth. It's a total myth because he doesn't push the ball down the field. His touchdown to interception ratio is less than 2-1. I want to say he's thrown 53 touchdowns, 36 interceptions. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm curious how close you can get on this.
Okay.
Teddy Bridgewater came in the league in 2014. Mm-hmm. How many games has he played total? 7 years. It's a possibility of 80 plus 32 is 112?
47?
59. 59. Mm-hmm. That caught me completely. He's missed over 3 full years. That's insanity to me. Now, granted, some of that was sitting behind Drew Brees, but still. I don't buy Teddy Bridgewater at all.
Teddy Bridgewater is an accurate quarterback. True or false?
I feel like this is such a misleading question.
Okay.
Because the answer historically is no, not really.
Okay.
Before he got hurt, he was about a league average quarterback, 63, 64%. Mm-hmm. The year after he got hurt, he dipped off, but it was a much smaller sample size. He stays in that 63, 64% range. Mm-hmm. With New Orleans, where he had other worldly weapons and a lot of dump-offs to Alvin Kamara, he was 68%. Mm-hmm. 69% in that Joe Brady offense last year.
Yep.
I don't look for that to happen in Denver. I don't. It's not the same system. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Mm-hmm. It's just not the damn same. Mm-hmm. Accurate, he is accurate enough. I think it's a myth that he's some super accurate, good decision-making quarterback. And I've always thought that. Mm-hmm. Because I watch him and he has, I'm not going to say he has Jameis Winston tendencies, because that's not true. He has Sam Darnold tendencies of why in God's name did you throw that? And he does it a lot more than people want to think he does.
Right.
Now, in Carolina last year, he threw 15 touchdowns, had 11 interceptions.
Right.
Didn't push the ball down the field at all. Mm-hmm. I think it's a myth. Adam Black said Teddy Bridgewater equals Baker Mayfield.
Sure. I can see that.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's where I really like that analogy is that I don't think either one's this great game manager that people want to make them out to be. They're not.
No, I don't think Teddy is.
And neither is Baker. They both have the same problem. I actually love that analogy. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I like that comparison because it's very apt. Mm-hmm. Because they're not as accurate as you think they are. They turn the ball over more than you think they do. And it's just a dude. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Teddy Bridgewater. I'll be honest with you. If they hadn't made the deal for Bridgewater, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I think they will regret not taking Justin Fields for an extended period of time. If Justin Fields was the week 1 starter here, I would say they had a possibility of making the playoffs.
Yep.
With Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, they have none.
None at all.
If we played this season out 100 times, they'd make the playoffs once.
Yes. I can get down with you on that one. It's a very small possibility, but there is a possibility. Now, will that translate into a whole lot of wins in this season in all reality? No, probably not. But I still don't think this is one of the worst teams in the league.
I think this is the bottom 8 team in the NFL.
Oh, I just can't do that.
What are the 2 most important positions in the NFL?
Cornerback.
Quarterback and
what?
Head coach.
Head coach.
You're below average at both. You're in trouble. I don't give a damn how good your defense is. Mm-hmm. I don't care because you're going to put them in bad situations time and time and time again. Defense was good last year. Still had players. I mean, yeah, you were missing Von Miller.
Right.
But I mean, let's be really honest. Look at this team up and down. I mean, yeah, I like Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby better than I like the corners from last year. Mm-hmm. But not by that much. I mean, it's not like you're playing me at corner. I don't know what to expect from Von Miller.
Is Kyle Fuller elite?
No.
Is he an elite cornerback?
No.
Okay.
To me, he's not even close.
I'd say he's borderline.
I don't believe so.
To the top tier.
All right, I got to check I got to fact check myself here. Give me a second.
And then they got Patrick Surtain in the draft. They get Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons back, and I think this secondary is one of the best in the league.
It's good.
And then you look at the rest of the defense.
You're going to get put in bad situations.
Well, sure. They're going to be playing from behind probably because the offense, I don't see them just, clicking, getting a lot of leads early. So they'll be playing from behind, which will force Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater into making some mistakes trying to catch up. I get that. But I don't think it's going to be a situation where they're going to get blown out a lot. I won't be shocked if they lose 8 one-score games over the season. To me, that's always the mark of a team ready to take the next leap. And the Denver Broncos are in that category for me. I think they're one of the teams that I'm underselling the most.
I don't think you are. They play a brutally bad schedule at times. All right, so you start at the Giants, you start at Jacksonville. You'll probably win both of those games. I could easily see them losing at New York. But you get the Jets at home, probably win that game. Young Zach Wilson still feeling everything out. Mm-hmm. Then you go Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Vegas, Cleveland, Washington, Dallas, Philadelphia. I could see you losing every one of those games except Philadelphia. Every one of them. Then you come back after the bye and go Chargers, Kansas City. Then you get Detroit, Cincinnati, Vegas, Los Angeles, Kansas City. I could see you losing every one of those games but Detroit and Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. This is a team that I, honest to God, think might win 5 games because they play the 5 worst teams in the NFL. That's it. That is the only reason that I even have them that high. You cannot be this bad at quarterback in the NFL. You can't do it. George Payton, probably the safest human being on planet Earth in the NFL. And he knows that. So he's going to try to go Sam Howell, Keaton Slovis, whoever he believes in next year. They punted on this year. Mm-hmm. And you will never convince me they didn't. That's why you passed on Justin Fields, because you didn't believe in him, and that's all well and good. Mm-hmm. I've already evaluated next year's draft class. He's better than anything you're going to get. You mark my words that I said that, and Denver's going to have a problem at quarterback for a long time. because there are just not guys out there that you can. The Aaron Rodgers thing, stop it. Yeah, if you had Aaron Rodgers, you're a 12-win team and you'd be a Super Bowl contender.
No doubt.
You don't, and you're not. Which leads me into worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Trouble over Bridgewater's. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Will you feel better about this team if they are quarterbacked by Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy.
I'd say Drew Lock.
It's not that close. I mean, it's real close.
I think it's Drew Lock. I think it's Drew Lock. I really do, because I think his high end is much higher.
Mm-hmm. I'll feel much. I'm not going to feel much better either way. To me, you still have a bad quarterback with all those toys to play with. I would love to see Deshaun Watson end up here. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers end up here. But
and you
chances
might,
of those
and
happening,
you might in a year, but it's not.
But it's not going to happen this year.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, that might be what George Paton's looking at. Is that I'm safe as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can go get Aaron Rodgers for a bag of peanuts in a year because he'll be damn near 40.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can go get Deshaun Watson if he doesn't play, things go sideways in Houston, whatever the case may be. That might be what he's looking at. You cannot tell me that a GM as smart as George Paton looks at a guy who he's already had in Minnesota and a guy in Drew Lock who was god-awful. Dead last in damn near every statistical category you could look for quarterbacks among qualifying guys last year. You can't tell me he looks at that and goes, yep. That's great.
No, he's not. Teddy Bridgewater was Flex Seal. That's what he was. Mm-hmm. He went out and got some Flex Seal just in case the hole gets bigger in the boat. We can plug that hole, and Teddy's going to get us through this year. I don't think. Look, best case scenario. Did you put a number? Did you put a win number on it?
For Denver?
For best case?
Best case, I had them at 8-9. I had them 8-9 because the schedule's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, be really honest with yourself. You tell me which one of these teams they're beating. Baltimore.
No.
At Pittsburgh.
No. Especially not
You're going to split with
season.
Vegas.
Yes.
Best case scenario, you split with Vegas.
They'll beat Vegas at home.
At Cleveland.
No.
Washington football team.
No.
At Dallas.
No.
At
maybe.
Kansas City.
At Kansas, no.
These are, by the way, no shots you win these. All for me. Let's say you split with the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't even think is going to happen.
That's 9-8. Mm-hmm. And that's assuming you beat several teams that I don't feel that good about you beating.
Right.
I don't like the chances you beating the Chargers either time. I don't love the idea that you're going to beat the Jets. I don't. Because I think defensively, they're going to fuck with you. I think they are going to toy with Drew Lock. Because I get Rob Salah, you get Drew Lock. Yep, I like that.
Right.
The Giants. I feel the same damn way about the Giants that I feel about the Jets.
Especially that game being that early in the season where they're not going to have a lot of tape on what Rob Salah is doing with his defense and the coverages that he's going to be coming up with. You know, the way he plans to play safeties at linebacker and stuff like that, it's going to be very, very hard. I can understand the game plan against. I still think they're a better team. But
they're going to be that team that you look at and go, they're more talented than the win-loss record's going to say.
Mm-hmm. But they're that one massive piece away from being a legitimate threat.
Yeah, they're a Maserati that's being driven by a penguin.
Much more so than Cleveland.
Or a goat dog.
Or a goat dog. Worst case scenario for the Denver Broncos is that they just can't get anybody going for at the quarterback position. Their offensive line regresses, and they can't run the ball as well as they wanted to. The Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams thing doesn't really mesh well, which I think it will. I think they'll be fine running together as a tandem, and will be one of the best portions of this entire team. But then over on the defensive side of the ball, I don't think there's a whole lot that's bad about it.
No, defense is fine. They're going to be a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have, like I said earlier, they're going to have a lot of 24-18 losses or something like that.
I would agree.
I will see a lot of that coming from Denver this year. I think you're spot on. About 8 wins is probably the best they can do. Worst case scenario, 4.
Oh, they could be real bad. I mean, it could get real sideways. But I think the good thing is they could be the Chargers of next year. You fire Fangio.
Very true.
Yeah, because Fangio, I have long said, is the worst coach in the NFL. It's him and Zach Taylor, and I don't really want to hear anybody else's name there. David Culley, who I've never seen a coach get put into these discussions. It's never coached a game. That's a new one.
Yeah.
But you fire Fangio, you have all this talent, you add the coach, you get the quarterback, and a year from now you could be the Chargers of next year.
Yeah, I don't see a path for them to lose to Jacksonville, Philadelphia, Detroit, or Cincinnati.
Yep, that's
4 wins.
That's the 4.
That's the 4 wins on the season that they could possibly end up. Worst case scenario, however, I think they end up in the middle of the pack, and they're going to kick themselves for it because there's not going to be a quarterback that they can draft in the middle of the pack next year in the first round.